It seems that I'm the only one representing the whole world of art, so I might as well do well, right? My talk, well, first of all, thank you for inviting me. It's a wonderful event, and I had so much fun looking over the fair itself. There were so many varieties of very interesting kinds of work from all walks of life. And as I was asked to make a presentation, I asked myself, what did I do? Because I've been running an art center that is integrating art and technology in Seoul, Korea for the last 15 years. And really, I had to face myself, what have I done? And the answer was, I was making a madang. You know what madang means? No. Madang is a Korean. It has both concrete and abstract sense. It's a field or ground where people get in and play together and make a hall. That's madang. You better, if you want to remember one word out of this presentation, it's madang. Okay? So I'll show you our recent madang story. It's called Tazak Madang. It's our space, and here is our maker, one of our makers coming in.
네,
It's a hackathon 2013. We're given 33 hours
자,
to make
달려볼까요?
some musical instrument. So, shots. I guess many of you are very familiar with this kind of scene already. Yeah, we're tired. And it's dawning. And the
마침내
result
결과를
is,
발표하는 시간.
let's see. Wow, this is a very big horn. Made out of the discarded bottle made into an organ. Even the water drops. This is the kind of things we do. And I'll show you just a few slides about our last year's work. Last year we focused on integrating IoT with fashion. So we made fashion shows like that. Another focus of ours was making a DIY robot that is supposed to make emotional contact with people. We've been doing it for about a year. We've been running. And finally, we were able to incubate 3 projects, and this is one of them. These little guys, as you say, come here, or as you say nice things, they'll come to you. Really cute. And if you say not so nice things, then they will run away, and they make faces. I really wanted to bring this to show you, but the maker had other schedules, so I couldn't. We're very heavy on learning, education, and of course it's for obvious reasons. And we have various group of students and audiences. And this is a group of high school students. We go to high schools to have sessions of art and technology. We bring in families, mother, father, and children. I saw a family of makers in the field. They were dressed in yellow, and they made something there. Of course, makers, learning programming. And I looked back, and our very first child was a project called Trialogue. It's a collaboration project of about 12 to 15 people, artists, designers, engineers, programmers. And then they come together for almost 2 months at our center. And this trialogue is about a conversation between nature, which is symbolized by this goldfish on the fish tank. And the artist also made an artificial life, which is in the screen. And and a human being is supposed to enter here and interact with all the other elements. It was a fabulous work and a lot of sleepless nights. And at the opening of this work, the artists, when asked by the reporter, they couldn't really explain or interpret what they have done. They were just doing it for the sake of doing it. That was our very first one. And this project was with a French artist, Maurice Benayoun. And this is when the cellular network began to be integrated into the internet. So it was called WAP service. And the artist made this box where you see in this box, your eye is captured and displayed in the street window. And then you see inside the artist's message, which is, send your warning toward the world. So this work was about surveillance and all the dangers of technology, this digital technology and IoT world, which is coming. But the general public didn't really get it. They thought they didn't really get it and they didn't know how to respond. So we got a lot of silly responses and more personal stories. And this is also one of the pioneering works which sort of heralds the IoT era that is coming. These balloons, you can phone the balloon and you can talk to the balloon. If you call, one of the balloons comes to you and it speaks to you through voice recognition, makes conversation with you. He's now feeding the balloon, and if he's well fed, then the balloon goes away. We've done hundreds of projects like that. I counted once, and then it was almost one new project per month. So many, many projects, and exciting and wonderful. And then one morning I wake up and I talk to myself, what am I doing? Every morning and every day we see new technology, new applications, new this and that, and new artworks as well. And what am I doing really? Am I really helping the world or humanity in any way? Or am I just flooding the world more with more works? That was my version of identity crisis. And then I looked around and I saw this. I don't know if you recall this. This is a shot from World Cup 2002. We were called Red Devils. Everybody wore red shirts. And we took to the streets, millions and millions of people, wearing the same red shirt and making face paints. And we had such fun. Of course there were soccer games, but it was more than that. It was a national theater where everybody joined in, and everybody was brothers and sisters, happy and just joyful being together. And it shocked me, as it shocked many people. We've never done that. We've never had so much fun nationwide. And then I wonder, what is this? And what are we looking for? And what do people want? And I figured out these elements. Everybody wants emotional connection. Nobody wants to be left out. We all want to be included. And celebration of life. And incidentally, this is what I call a digital 한마당. Madang is very similar to, analogous to the madang spirit that the Koreans traditionally have. Like this. So Choi Tae-yoon, artist, devised a game in the middle of Seoul, very busy street, where people tag each other with mobile phones. It was a really silly game, but a lot of people turned up for that because they wanted to do something together. You recognize him? Yeah? And just see how he made a wonderful global, madang instantly.
Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppan Gangnam Style.
It's been a while we watched this, right? Remember this, right? What he did was he made madang everywhere he goes, in saunas, in city, in streets, with everybody, with anybody. And surprised to himself, he just entertained the whole world. The whole world, with YouTube and everything, they made copies of the dance and from the. But he had a cultural heritage. We call this 탈춤 madang, 탈춤, with a mask dance. And this particular form of our traditional heritage is that madang is a theater. But we don't have a physical building. We don't have very rigid rules. We have masks, and anybody can join in. Even you're one of the audience, you can just drop in if you feel like it. So that's the spirit of madang. In the madang, it doesn't matter whether you're rich or poor, or right or left, young and old, or man or woman. Madang is an attitude. It's anywhere, anytime, with anybody. And this has a lot to do with the digital age, the digital spirit. Nomadic, democratic, ad hoc, and guess what? This is digital, which corresponds beautifully and perfectly with madang spirit. Okay, I'll show you a few of my attempt, not Center Nabi's attempt at creating madang in a more artistic way. Not as successful as Sai did, but we have done, this is we created a club, media art club kind of thing. Okay, running out of time. With the inauguration of a new city, new building, it's a little bigger event. Now it's very common. It's very common 3D mapping, but at that time was very new. Laser show, even Skate Sonic, where we had sensors and a skateboard, and then as the skaters ride the skates, they can make sounds. Yes, jazz with jazz. Interactive, even in cocktail lounges, making cocktails. This is a telematic, maybe the first continental telematic interactive dinner party. So we connected friends with Korea, and we had dance, and we had chefs, each representative chefs. We had dance and music and, salute together. Okay, to summarize, madang has these elements: people, first, and last. the most important people, and there is some acts. Yes? And most importantly, there is fun and joy. Yeah? But what keeps us? Why can't we have madang all the time? Why can't we have madang more often? And this question occupied a rather famous Korean media artist for all his life, really. And his name is Nam Jun-paek. From as early as 1970s, he proposed the idea of information superhighway. His idea was to abolish all the walls and blockages that blocks people from communicating with each other. His ideal was Genghis Khan. He was really looking forward to the return of Genghis Khan. Contrary to what the West has described him, actually Genghis Khan was a very rather democratic, benevolent despot, if there is anything like that. He let local people maintain their own culture and even religion. Yes, in the cyber age, this is his warrior, Nam Jun-paek's warrior, bringing down all the walls and boundaries, which to Nam Jun-paek was totally unnecessary and artificial. His vision was this seamless tower. It's from a sacred book of Zen, Blue Cliff Record. And I like this, so I like to take a moment to read this. The seamless, smooth monument is full of gold. The universe is vast, spreads out endlessly, just like the community ferry boat beneath the shadowless tree. But the royalty living in Crystal Palace cannot see this. People with pure heart will see the seamless tower. So, we're making a tower? No. The tower is already there. We are only discovering the tower with this our device. The world is already connected, that at least to his ideas. And sure enough, his followers are doing this. Having fun, yes, always. At Nabi's event, there's always a flowing amount of liquor to enhance. Yes? And sure enough, technology caught it up. The spirit of oneness, connecting everything with everything all the time. Okay? So I'd like to propose to you to come join us. Last year at Pan Asia, as Kum mentioned, we invited our neighboring makers and artists. And mostly from China, Japan, we formed a multinational team, worked together, came together for 3 days. And that was a very new experience, but it worked very well because we could see the differences and also similarities among different nationalities and cultures. And we'd like to do it again, this time, even bigger. This November, we make another madang, so makers madang. Come join us, it'll be a lot of fun. And we Koreans are good at making fun, making madang. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.